Hey, Amy? I'm sorry, but I'm going to come home late tonight because I have to work overtime today.
Okay, Ken, but don't work too hard, all right? Will you be eating dinner when you come home? Or are you planning to eat out?
If possible, I would like to eat at home. I'm so exhausted that I don't feel like eating out anywhere today. If there's nothing to prepare at home, then I'll just have some instant noodles, so don't mind about me at all.
Actually, I was thinking of cooking some fried pork with ginger, but would you like some of that? If you want to eat it, I'll have it ready for you.
Oh, that would be great, thanks. Looking forward to the fried pork with ginger, because it's one of my favorite dishes that you make.
Well then, just let me know when you leave your office. Then I can start cooking them up and have it ready by the time you get home.
Oh, you don't have to do that, because I'll probably be pretty late, so you just go ahead and go to sleep without waiting for me. If you cook it, I'll just heat it up by myself, and if that's even troublesome, then I'll cook it on my own, so don't worry.
Oh, really? Well, I can at least cook it for you.
Nah, don't mind about me at all. Just take a rest and go to sleep. I assume you're not feeling well these days, right?
Well, that's right. I'm surprised you noticed. But how did you know? Do I look that bad?
Because it seems that your face looks paler than usual. And I've noticed that you haven't been eating much these days. Actually, you're not even eating your favorite chocolates, which makes me worried. So I noticed that you may not be feeling well and don't have much of an appetite.
Oh, wow. You really notice things and do care about me. That's so kind of you.
But honestly, it's not like you're currently going on a diet, right? Because obviously you're not trying to eat any healthy meals at all and just eating things like junk food. How come you're eating French fries quite a lot? Is there anything wrong?
Oh, so you knew about this. I'm so surprised that you've been noticing these small things. Actually, it looks like I have a cold and I haven't been feeling so well. And it seems that I'm not recovering from this at all for some reason.
Do you have a fever?
No, I don't have a fever, but I have a sense of fatigue as I seem to be tired all the time. And I don't have much of an appetite either, but there are limited things that I can actually eat. I don't know why, but I'm okay with eating French fries.
Oh, really? I guess when you don't have an appetite, you would prefer to eat more lighter meals, but that's a bit strange.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what's happening to my body either. Maybe my body just wants some junk food and needs those calories now. But I guess my cold isn't getting any better at all because of this unbalanced nutrition. So I need to do something about this unhealthy, vicious cycle. You know that I've always been pretty cautious about my health, always trying not to catch a cold.
Maybe because it's gotten cold so suddenly? I guess your body may be having a hard time adjusting to the cold weather. Well, I really hope that it won't get any worse and you'll feel better soon. So, I think you should take a rest for today. Just leave everything to me. Try to take things easy and ask for help whenever you don't feel well, okay?
Okay, Ken, I'll do so. Thanks so much for caring. I appreciate you noticing that I wasn't feeling well, too.
If you're not feeling well, I wish you could have just said so earlier. You don't have to hide your feelings and try to be like you're okay in front of me. Remember, I'm your husband. I'm always here to support you.
Well, I understand that you're busy with work every day, so I didn't want to bother you. I just thought that I can't whine about such a small thing like catching a cold since I'm just a housewife spending every day at home.
Of course, I know that housewives are just as busy as people who work out of the house, and I respect that. So you don't have to be too considerate about me and try to be honest about how you feel.
Oh, Ken, how come you're so nice to me?
Well, I think that's nothing special, and if you're married, that's what couples do to care about each other, right? And I don't think there are people who disrespect housewives these days, you know?
No, Ken, I actually think that you're especially kind. And that's why I love you so much.
What? Stop it. I feel embarrassed now. What makes you say such a thing so suddenly?
Well, this made me realize again that I'm just grateful to get married and have a great partner like you, Ken.
Actually, I also think you're so kind too, and am really thankful for you being my partner as well.
Oh, really? Why do you think so?
Because, well, it's basically my fault that we can't have a child, right? We know that I'm the reason why we can't have children from the results of those examinations we took. But even knowing that, you accepted that fact without making any complaints, and you still continued to stay by my side. Though I still feel so awful about not being able to have a child with you, I am really grateful to be together with such a caring wife.
Oh no, I didn't realize that you were still worried about that. You shouldn't take this too serious, since it's not like the chances of having children are completely zero, so don't blame yourself for that. And even if we can't have any children, I actually don't mind at all. As long as you, Ken, will be by my side, I'll be so happy. Ken, can I discuss something with you? I just called my mother, and it seems that my father's become sick, and they need some help at my parents' house now.
What? Your father is sick? Oh, that's really bad news.
It seems that my father didn't want to make us worried, so he tried to avoid telling us about that.
Your father is just like you, Amy. How he just cares about others when he's the one going through a tough time. And what did he actually say? How is your father's condition now? Hearing that your mother needs immediate support from you, I'm assuming that it may be bad.
Well, it's not like it's a life-threatening matter, but it seems that my father is having a hard time moving his body and has difficulties getting around. And he does need help, like taking a bath and going to the bathroom. So my mother is supporting him with all the personal care while he's trying to recover.
Well, that is a pretty serious situation, isn't it? I guess he's gonna need all the support from you and your mother for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. And since my parents run a farm, it looks like the situation is going to be really tough for us now, with my father not being able to help out.
Well, I can understand that situation would be tough. But that means that your mother will need to run the farm while nursing your father, doing both things all at once?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm thinking of helping my mother out to reduce some of her burden. So would it be okay to stay at my home with my parents for a while?
Sure, of course. Try to help your mother out as much as possible and don't mind about me or our house at all.
Thank you, Ken.
Should I go and help you out too when I'm not working? You can leave all the heavy and hard work to me. I bet you'll need some helpful manpower.
Yeah, it would be great if you can help us out, but my father doesn't want his weakness to be seen by people. I can't believe he's so stubborn and such an old type of guy. He didn't even want you to know about this as well.
Oh, I see. I understand his point too. Well then, if that's the case, I guess I should avoid going this time, since I would like to respect your father's feelings. But remember, I can definitely find other ways to support your family, so if you still need help, feel free to reach out to me anytime, okay?
Yeah, though I really appreciate your help, I guess you should leave everything to us this time. I'm so sorry. But I appreciate your kindness, Ken.
And Amy, you shouldn't work too hard, okay? I assume supporting your father and working at the farm should be really hard labor. So remember, you're the one who's gonna need to stay healthy, otherwise your support is gonna be completely meaningless.
Well, as I've been spending every day at our house for a while as a housewife, this is just enough exercise for me. And you know that my stomach has gotten bigger these days, right?
Yeah, I did say that the other day, didn't I? Honestly, it has gotten a little big, hasn't it?
Yeah, as you told me about that, I was thinking that I needed to start doing something about it. Looks like I'm having constipation and my stomach feels bloated all the time.
Oh, sorry, that may have been a careless thing to say. I hope I didn't make you worry too much about that.
Nope, don't mind at all. I was just thinking the same, and it's a fact, so I'm totally fine. I guess I'll be moving my body around a lot, so hopefully this is going to turn out to be a good diet for me.
But be careful not to work so hard, okay? And don't be too concerned about your stomach, because it's not like you're getting really fat right now. So promise me that you'll take things easy at your parents' house, okay?
Hey, Ken, why didn't you tell me earlier? When did you actually know that you were expecting a baby? You should have at least told me. Because I'm your little sister, you know.
What did you just say? And what makes you say such a thing so suddenly? Believe me, because we definitely don't have a child yet. Actually, after going through some examinations, it seems like it's difficult for us to have a child due to my constitution. It's basically my fault, and I'm pretty much giving up those hopes about having children now.
Oh, I didn't know about that. But Ken, I need you to listen to me. I just saw your wife Amy hospitalized at the maternity ward. Isn't she really pregnant?
What? At a maternity hospital? Are you really sure it was Amy? That can't be true. It must have been someone else, because Amy is currently at her parents' house because her father is sick. And she's offering support over at their house for her father. So there's no way she could be hospitalized there.
No, you have to believe me. That was definitely Amy, your wife. You know that I have good eyesight, and the woman I saw had a mole in the same place just like Amy. Amy has a mole right under her right eye, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does, but...
Since I got pregnant, I'm also visiting the maternity hospital, but I saw Amy standing in front of one of the hospital room windows. Since she was at the maternity hospital, that means she's going to give birth to a child, right?
But the last time I met her was a few weeks ago, but her stomach wasn't that big. Though these days, I did notice that it was getting a little bigger. But she kept on saying that was because she got fat and was due to constipation.
I could only see Amy's upper body from my angle, so I don't know how big her stomach was, but I'm pretty sure that women who are hospitalized at a maternity hospital are not all going through the last months of pregnancy. So isn't she hospitalized now because something has happened to her pregnancy?
Wait, I just can't think properly now.
Ken, you need to believe what I'm saying. Trust me, that was definitely Amy. There isn't anything you noticed that was strange about her these days?
Anything strange?
Any symptoms of typical pregnancy? Some things like morning sickness? Or didn't she look like she wasn't feeling well?
Well, she seemed like she was having a cold, but I suppose that's nothing unusual, right? Oh, but wait a minute. I do remember that there was a period where she didn't have much appetite. She said that she could only eat French fries at that time.
French fries? Well, that's it. Oh, Ken, how could you have missed that sign? Pregnant women like eating French fries while they're going through morning sickness, you know. You see? Don't you think that's strange enough to think she's pregnant?
Well, if that's true, then I really don't understand why she hasn't told me about that at all. Because we both really hope to have children someday, you know?
I know, but how about thinking about it this way? Do you think Amy can possibly be pregnant with another person's child and not you, Ken?
What? What are you saying? Don't say such a scary thing, all right?
I'm sorry to say this, but if she's trying to hide this childbirth from you, honestly, that's all I can think of. And if that's true, don't you think that answers the question and makes sense now? But anyway, why don't you go ahead and ask her parents if she's really staying at their house? If Amy's actually at her parents' house right now, like you said, then that would prove that what I saw was absolutely a mistake and make everything clear. And if that's the case, I will definitely give you an apology for that.
All right then, I guess you're right. I honestly don't think that you would lie to me like that. So I'll go over and visit Amy's parents' house around tomorrow and make this situation clear for all of us. Hi, Amy. I was just wondering, how's your father doing these days?
Hi, Ken. It seems like he's still not feeling well, and it's taking time for him to recover. So I'm going to continue to stay at my parents' house for a while, but is that okay?
Oh, really? Is that so?
I'm sorry to be out of the home for such a long time. How are you doing, Ken? Is everything going all right?
Well, actually, I'm at your parents' house right now.
What did you just say?
And from what I see, your father seems to be doing really well. So can you explain what actually did you mean by your father being sick and nursing him?
Oh no, why? What are you doing at my parents' house now?
Well, the thing is, I had a call from my little sister, and she suddenly told me that she spotted you at the maternity hospital. She said that it seemed like you were hospitalized there. I couldn't believe what she was saying, so I just had to come here to confirm the situation.
No, this can't be happening.
I had to tell your parents about this situation and the reason why I came to visit, so they know about this situation and were so shocked to hear it. It seems that everyone, including your family, has been bothered because of you and your lie.
Oh, so you knew about this. I'm so sorry to have lied to you, Ken. I guess everyone is shocked to hear about this.
Actually, we all tried thinking why you did such a thing and kept it a secret from all of us. And unfortunately, there was only one answer that made everything clear. That you must have had an affair with someone and got pregnant with his child. And that you're probably trying to go through childbirth while keeping it a secret from all of us. Knowing that, your father is so furious about this and saying you're such a slut.
No, listen, Ken, that's not true. You see, actually, I have a uterine disease. And that's the reason why I suddenly had to be hospitalized in a maternity hospital.
Oh, really? And if that's true, you could have just said so and didn't need to hide that fact from me or your parents, right? Why was it necessary to go that far and lie that your father was sick? What actually did you have to hide from us?
Please understand that I just didn't want to make you so worried about this.
Oh, please, Amy, do you actually think that I'll accept that kind of lie after knowing all of this? Your parents are also saying that they need a good explanation because they're not accepting that excuse either.
Ken, I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little sick now, so I'd like to take a rest. Can I continue to talk to you about this again sometime later?
Hey, are you trying to avoid this conversation because you're not getting away with this?
No, believe me, I will definitely explain everything to you later. Don't you see that I'm a sick person? So can you just leave me alone now? Please do understand.
All right, I understand that you're feeling sick right now, but your father and mother are saying that they definitely need an explanation immediately. So they're on their way to your maternity hospital now. You'd better be prepared to have a good explanation.
What? They're coming here to the hospital right now?
And I guess I'll have to go with them. Since they're both so angry about this, I don't think I can let the two of them just go by themselves.
No, you have to stop my parents from getting inside the hospital. I don't know what they'll do, and I don't want them causing any trouble at the hospital.
But remember, you do have the responsibility to explain all of this to us, right? So don't you even think you can get away with this. Amy, we've arrived at the hospital now, but how could you do this to your parents? They are furious because you said that you won't meet them even though they came all the way here.
Of course I can't meet them. Don't you understand that I'm sick now? I already did explain my situation to you.
Hey, don't tell me any of your complaints, because it's your parents that said they wanted to go to the hospital, so you need to deal with this.
You could have tried to stop them from coming here.
Well, I actually did. That's why they haven't gone up all the way to your room, right? You should at least thank me for keeping that from happening. But you definitely owe them an explanation. They had to go all this way because you won't explain this situation clearly enough for them. They won't give up and go home until you do.
Okay, fine, I get it. I'm calling someone who can actually explain this whole situation, so can you please wait?
Wait, who is that?
Well, it's the father of this baby.
Oh, that means the guy you had an affair with.
Yes, that's right. Once I give birth to this baby, I'm supposed to hand the baby over to him.
Are you saying that you were planning to come back to me after you gave birth as if nothing had happened? And you're even forcing that guy you had an affair with to accept and take care of your baby? Are you out of your mind? I can't believe that you can do such a thing. Don't you think that's so irresponsible?
No, I'm not forcing him. He's the one that said he wanted to take care of this baby.
So you thought that would make everything perfect, didn't you? As long as you can keep this childbirth a secret from me and your parents, you would be so lucky to hide all this evidence.
Believe me, I didn't have the emotional leeway to think this situation was so lucky for me. Honestly, I was so scared. I didn't even think that I would get pregnant and was so worried about what would happen to our relationship.
Because you knew that you couldn't have children with me, right? Isn't that why you had an affair?
That's not true at all. I don't care if I don't have a child with you as long as I can be with you.
Well, then explain why you had an affair, because I still can't understand why you did if you feel that way towards me.
Well, I got drunk and I guess I didn't have proper judgment.
What? You were drunk? Wait, where did you actually meet this guy?
I just got hit on by him in town. And I guess I got excited because it was such a long time since I've experienced that kind of situation. Then we had some drinks together and I completely got drunk.
And you just went on to have a relationship with him. Didn't you at least think about me even once? Or feel guilty about this at all?
Of course, I was feeling guilty all through this time. I felt really anxious as my stomach grew bigger and bigger. I felt so scared to keep this hidden from all of you as I had to handle everything all alone. I always thought that I needed to discuss with you about my pregnancy at some point, but I just couldn't tell you because I was afraid you'll be disappointed and this would definitely affect our relationship.
So that bulge in your stomach was because you were pregnant, and you weren't feeling well because of the symptoms of your pregnancy. Come to think of it, there were so many signs of pregnancy that I could have realized much earlier if I had just thought this through. I guess I was so stupid to not notice and be fooled anyway.
Ken, I apologize for lying to you.
By the way, your parents are really speaking horrible words at you standing next to me. They're even saying that you're a shameless slut. And saying other things like it's so embarrassing to have such a daughter. It's becoming a big fuss at the hospital and I can't stop them.
Oh, really? Well, that's not a big surprise for me because I know they must be furious. I don't know how I can meet them after all of this.
I admit that they are speaking ill about you, but I don't blame them and I don't feel sorry for you at all. Because you definitely deserve this from all the horrible things you've done to us. Whatever the situation is, I absolutely can never forgive what you have done.
Yeah, I know that you're the one that should be most angry about this.
Do you understand that I'm the most miserable one in this situation, right?
Of course. I'm so sorry, Ken.
But I'm still so confused, so I just want to ask again. What are you actually doing in the hospital? Isn't it too early for you to give birth to the baby yet? The last time I saw you, I assume your stomach wasn't that big. I would have at least realized if you were going through your last months of pregnancy.
Actually, both my body and my baby are not in a good condition right now. So I decided to be hospitalized to take some rest and see how this goes.
Well, then, isn't there going to be a higher risk going through your childbirth?
Yeah, that may be right. Honestly, I'm worried if both my baby and I can go through this childbirth.
That means that you might have a risk of losing your own life at childbirth, right? Then have you even thought that I could have lost my wife so suddenly without having any idea why I did? And to find out that my wife was pregnant with another guy's child after that? Do you know what a horrible nightmare that would have been for me?
I know. I should have thought this through and found ways to handle the situation earlier. There are so many things I could have done to prevent the worst situation from happening. But with my stomach getting bigger and bigger with the growing baby and trying to find excuses to hide this, I was just afraid that my affair would be found out, and unfortunately, that's all that I could think about. I just thought that I needed to hide this from you, Ken. As long as you didn't notice, I thought I could manage this through. But I guess that was a big mistake. I'm so sorry that I couldn't handle this situation more properly.
Okay, well that's enough. I guess I understand most of the situation now, so I'm going home. But I'm gonna have to leave your parents here.
Wait, why are you leaving alone? Can't you please take my parents together with you? I don't know what they'll do if they're kept alone here in the hospital.
Well, I actually don't care what will happen to you or your parents, because I need to go back home and start preparing things immediately.
What do you mean by preparing?
I'm preparing for a divorce, and I need to start finding a lawyer.
No, Ken, please don't do this to me. Anything but a divorce. I'll do whatever you say, but please don't divorce me.
I don't think there are any other options besides a divorce in this situation. I'm just sick of arguing like this with you. So from now on, let's talk about how to deal with this situation through my lawyer.
No way. I don't want to be separated with you. Please understand that's why I had to go all this way.
Are you saying that you tried so hard and did this everything for me? Well, then you shouldn't have gone through an affair in the first place. With you getting pregnant with a guy you had an affair with? I can never reconsider this marriage with someone who lies and has so many hidden secrets. I'm going to disappear from you, so why don't you just focus on thinking about your child and your new life? And just one last advice from me. At least try to live faithfully and be honest with your child you're giving birth to. After that, I left the hospital, leaving Amy's parents there. And it seems like everything went chaotic and out of control after I left. Amy called the father of the baby, and her parents had an argument with him, and even tried to force themselves to get into Amy's room. Once her parents calmed down, it seems that they decided to go home, but before that, Amy was told that they would cut off their relationship. And after Amy gave birth to her child, she handed over her baby to the guy and cut off the relationship with him too. As for our divorce, I managed to ask for the compensation fees from Amy and that guy through my lawyer. And eventually, Amy lost practically everyone, her husband, parents, baby, and the baby's father, and she became all alone. And after that, she seemed to have started a new life working a part-time job. But it seems that her body condition is not going so well after she gave birth, and it's causing difficulties in her everyday life. Things must have been very tough for her, so I guess she got a bad curse for all of this. But I have to say, she does deserve this punishment after what she's done. As for me, unfortunately, I may never be able to have a child in my life. However, as we have a new family member as well, I plan to love and care for my little sister's newborn child from now on. Thank you for watching Peep Talk videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to leave any comments. Please visit us again to check the next video.